Broncos country, what is going on, man? This is a tough video for me. My takes aged like spoiled milk today. I'll tell you that. Or I guess last night when I was at the Spurs game, of course, this happened. Cooper Kupp ends up going to Seattle on a 3-year, $45 million deal. What the heck? It's going to be a quick live stream, but we'll break this down a little bit. I'll give you my thoughts on his contract and where Sean Payton goes next to give Bo Nix another weapon on our Denver Broncos. Y'all be sure to smash that like, subscribe, join the chat, put your thoughts in the comments, join the Discord description. Link is in the description, but man, let's go ahead and get to it because I don't have a lot of time this morning. As you can see, man, Cooper Kupp getting a deal of $45 million from the Seattle Seahawks, right at $15 million per. That's incredible for him. And you could argue that, hey, he's being a little overpaid maybe for what he did specifically last year. But man, I totally think that this is reasonable with some of the other contracts that we've seen go to receivers. Again, you saw Darius Slayton get just a little bit less than this. You saw, man, freaking Diami Brown get $10 million. Tutu Atwell got a $10 million guaranteed contract, and these guys have done like a third of what Cooper Kupp has done, like even this last year, right? So I think that this is totally appropriate. To me, it just seems like he wanted to go back to Seattle. And the biggest thing that I make out of this is, one, we have the cap space to sign him. No doubt about it. It's very clear to me that I think we were wondering which reports were true about Cooper Kupp and the Broncos. The only conclusion I can get from this is that Cooper Kupp was interested in us, but Sean Payton and George Payton were not interested in Cooper Kupp coming to Denver, man, because we totally could have made this work. $15 million a year, I don't think is crazy. We'll get into the salary cap here in just a moment, but DJ Jones, guys, he signed for like $13 million a year. You want to know what his cap hit is right now going into this year? $6.6 million. Just a fantastic job. So, I mean, we could have found a way to make it work. It's just very clear that the Broncos didn't value him at the level that maybe I did, clearly. And some of the other friends making videos or like on Twitter, right, talking about Cooper Kupp. So, anyways, I'm a bit bummed this didn't happen, but I'm excited to see like where do we go from here now. Again, let's get into the salary cap situation. Again, you can see right here, DJ Jones on here, $6.6 million cap hit. That's great. Slotting in just behind Alex Singleton, and I do think his deal will get reworked to be significantly less than that 6.9. There are only 2 contracts left that we don't have the details on. That is our 49ers gang coming out here, Dre Greenlaw, as well as Talanoa Hufanga. My guess is that that could be as much as maybe $10 million or so. But check this out, guys. So top 51 cap space, $21.4 million. If we want to go ahead and allocate money in the cap towards our draft picks, we can do that right here. So essentially, before the contracts of Hufanga and Greenlaw are put in here, we have $18 million. So I do think that we could have anywhere from $8 to $10 million in cap space left. So maybe a little bit less than what I was anticipating. But again, guys, we haven't done any work on, like, for instance, a guy that I think needs to go right now, just too expensive at some point, is cutting Damari Mathis. That creates $3 million in space. Again, I think that we could agree to a reduced contract with Alex Singleton. Let's say we cut it in half. That opens up about another $3.5 million. We could work on, Trent Sherfield's coming in at 2.2, which is great. Contract extensions between Zach Allen and Cortland Sutton. If we wanted to push money out, we could do that. We could open up more cap space, but that might not even need to be necessary. We might be able to help front load those extensions if Denver is just interested in signing some bargain deal, free agent deal. So we need a punter. That's probably the most crucial signing that we need to make now. Some positions, some signings that I would like us to make is still like a veteran depth running back. this can be on a cheap contract, as well as I would like to bring a veteran into the receiver room. I still think that that would be great. Can we do it for a third of what Cooper Kupp signed for? Maybe that's more of what we're looking to go to, because say they sign for up to $5 million, so that base is probably going to be like $2.5 million, right? So let's go ahead and check out who are the free agents right now that are available. Let me know in the comments, who do you want us to go after? Let's talk about wide receiver. Check out who's available right now. Stephon Diggs, no thank you. And yeah, I really do think that, I mean, it would be cool to bring in Brandon Cooks. Denver Travis brought this up before. I've brought it up in the past, I mean, a long while ago. Now, Cecil Lammey, again, has said that Brandon Cooks and Sean Payton might not see eye to eye. There might be some beef there. But hey, settle the beef. I think that, hey, he signed for a few $1,000,000. I think that that would be tremendous value for the Broncos. And again, I don't think he would impede the development of any of our young receivers if they continue to grow like we hope to see them grow to, as well as a high draft pick. If, let's say, we bring in Jaden Higgins or Matthew Golden, somebody like that, Jack Besh. Of course, not wanting to bring back Josh Reynolds. I would be okay with Amari Cooper on a cheap deal. You know, I still think Amari Cooper has some gas left in the tank. I doubt he's coming in right now demanding a 3-year, multi-year contract, something like that. And I think that's also what's very appealing about a guy like Amari Cooper. You could sign him for less than some of the first waves of free agency those wide receivers have signed for, and you get him on a 1-year deal, no doubt about it. Deontay Johnson, no thank you. A guy Marquee Sports has brought up is a guy like Elijah Moore going into his 25-year-old season, and he had his best years with the Cleveland Browns over the last couple of years. That could be an interesting one to watch for. And again, market value they're saying is $4.5 million. I think that would be great. Outside of that, I'm not really sure if any of these vets really pop out to me. I mean, some of these guys on like a total league minimum, but it might just be a waste, like McCole Hardman. Like, no, thank you. Jamison Crowder, no. Maybe like a DJ Chark, but yeah, Tyler Lockett, somebody else that I think could be really interesting. Just having another good locker room veteran in here. I think you can get him on a fairly cheap deal. So be on the lookout for that. I got a few more minutes, so I'll get to running back here. Really, yeah, man, it sucked to see Rico Dowdle sign with the Panthers, but it is what it is. Yeah, at this point, bring in Nick Chubb on like a Costa vet minimum deal or vet minimum. J.K. Dobbins, I think, would be the guy that I prefer out of everybody on this list right now. And again, ideally, they serve as a mentor, a complement to whatever rookies that we draft. And I think it's just important to have a veteran in the room. No doubt about it. But at this stage, these guys are probably going to sign to where if we do decide to move on from them at some point, whether that's training camp or during the season, it's not going to be an issue at all. Very similar to Josh Reynolds this past year. Punter. Let's take a look here. Who is available? I don't really know anything about these guys except Ryan Stonehouse. We're not going after him because he is one of the worst in terms of hang time. But yeah, I have no idea where we go here. Pat O'Donnell, is he any good? Can we get somebody with just a big booter that can really boot that insane hang time, especially out in altitude? That would be nice. But hey, got 49 of y'all in here. I have to go here very shortly, so I will get to a few of your comments. Hey, Ricky wants Diggs. Diggs would have to do some work with me, okay? Let's see. We are drafting Tez. Honestly, I hope not, because there'd be a lot other receivers that I would hope that we would go for. But if Tez falls to the 6th round and we pick him, I'm not really going to complain on what we use a 6th round pick on, guys. I'm just not. Even if it's a punter, I would prefer not. But if you're complaining about a 6th round pick, man, there's something wrong with you in the brain. That's how I feel about it. But yeah, I've gone over wide. Not the biggest fan of Tez, sadly, but he can get open. So that's interesting, but doesn't provide a lot of versatility in terms of special teams. He ain't going to tackle people. He ain't going to block people very well. I would prefer to I'm like Sean Payton. I like my wide receivers big, baby. Big. Hey, Mic'd Up, what's going on? Yes, please join the Discord. Be sure to check out Mic'd Up Live. He had some great shows going on earlier this week. And Amari Cooper, man, he's a blue collar type of guy, man. He played for a flashy organization like the Cowboys, but he doesn't strike me as a diva. He just strikes me as a really hard worker. I think that he would be a pretty fun addition. Hey, Jalen Noel would be pretty fun, man. Again, Noel brings a great combination of speed and agility here. So, yeah. Good morning, David. Are we pushing agendas today? Yes. Troy Franklin for 1,000 yards until he ain't. And let's bring in one more veteran weapon here, maybe two if you count both running back and wide receiver. Let's make some bargain basement signings. We got plenty of cap space, guys. Don't even worry about the extensions, the guys that are due. We got plenty of space, like I just showed you. So y'all have a wonderful Saturday. Maybe I'll be back if we get some breaking news. Doing some Scrum Master certification stuff today. So it's been pretty busy. So, hey, if y'all work in tech looking for a Scrum Master, hit me up on Twitter, right? All right, guys, I'll see you. Go Broncos.